Hi, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at the 1/6 scale Hot Toys Avengers Bruce Banner figure that I picked up and pre-ordered at Corner Store Comics. Now, here's a quick look at the packaging of Bruce Banner. He's got a little circular logo on the side, and that is very much in line with all the other Hot Toys Avengers packagings that have circular logo on the side. They've got the character name on the top. And it's very complementary to the big Hulk packaging in that, you know, the Hulk is green with purple on top, and this one's purple with green on top. When they first made Avengers Hot Toys, Mark Ruffalo was the only actor of the core 6 that didn't get a figure made. I mean, I like that they made the Hulk and all, but I really wanted them to make a Bruce Banner figure, so I'm really glad they made this. So let's start off with a closer look at the accessories. First accessory I'll show you is this itty bitty tiny watch. If you look at the watch face, you can see all the minute lines are painted on. There's a lot of good little painting detail on here, even that little metal clip on the back. It's tiny, but the silver paint on it's really good. Next up are his glasses, and you know, obviously he should come with glasses, and they look fine. He comes with 6 alternate pair of hands, the first of which are his fist hands, and I like these the most just because I like the veins that are in there. They're very intense, kind of full of rage, pre-hulked out hands. The next pair of hands are grip hands, and they're for gripping the Loki scepter. And then the last pair of hands are these wide open hands. And I think they did a good job with all of them. His regular hands that he comes with are just, you know, relaxed palm hands. Lastly, he comes with Loki's scepter, which, if you've seen later films in the Phase 3 universe, we know that Loki's scepter may play a bigger role in later films. And then lastly, we've got the figure stand. I forgot to mention the figure comes with extra wrist pegs, and it also comes with extra buttons for a shirt. This is either a nice gesture on Hot Toys' part, or it's their way of saying the buttons are going to fall off, and I really hope they don't. Now let's take a closer look at the head sculpt on Mark Ruffalo. I think they did a pretty good job with this one. I think they capture his likeness more in profile than they do head on, but that's just me. I just think the shape of his face seems more accurate from the side, but I think the work that's been done here, especially the detail in the sculpting of the hair, is fantastic, as far as like how wavy his hair is and all the sculpting that went into creating the way it hangs in the front and how it all waves around in the back. And as usual, the skin detail on the face is great, like all the light freckling they do to give the skin a little more texture. They did a great job sculpting Mark Ruffalo's mouth. The eyebrows are really good. And there is some very, very light kind of 5 o'clock shadow beginning to form there. It's very light stubbling. So good job to Hot Toys on that part. Now we're just going to take a closer look at his outfit. It's fairly simple, so there's not a lot of details to really go over with you guys, but the tailoring, you know, on the seams of his coat are pretty well done. What I do like is that the coat does have a very nice inner lining to it. That's a nice detail that they paid attention to. The stitching on the shirt's good. The pants are fine. So one little thing that does irk me though, it doesn't come with any socks. You know, I've got like Michael Jackson Thriller and the Joker 2.0 DX, got Agent Coulson. All these figures come with socks, and I don't know if Hot Toys is just cheaping out on us, or I never really paid attention to the movie. Maybe Bruce Banner's just a hippy-dippy kind of guy who doesn't wear socks with his shoes, in which case I'll just shut my big mouth. But the shoes are fairly well done. There's nothing to complain about there. As far as articulation goes, I went ahead and played with all of it, and everything as far as like the waist, the knees, the legs are all good. The only thing I'll say is that the arms are kind of restricted by the suit coat at the shoulders. Now I took his coat off, and that was rather easy to do. There was no hiccups with that. I'm just going to put his watch on and just pop his little wrist peg into place. That was pretty easy. And then we'll also put on the right grip hand so that he can hold Loki's scepter. You just sort of pry the thumb apart a bit, not too far mind you, and then there you go, fits right in there. So right now I got his glasses to stay on, but it took several tries to get them to do so. Problem is the glasses, when you bend the frames a little wider than where they're at, they naturally want to retract, and by retracting they pop off his face. But if they don't go all the way into those slots, they don't rest on his face properly, they don't go on all the way. So if you try to keep fitting them all the way into the glasses hole, they will pop off like that. The one trick I found is if you can find a very subtle little medium where you line them up on the holes, push them in far enough that they are in the proper position, but they don't go all the way in the hole and expand. So here he is in a pose I put him in where he's bent at the ankles, bent to the knees, bent forward at the waist. I bent him in the mid-torso cut, and I cocked his head up. And the articulation really does allow him to get in some sort of semi-dramatic poses. I kind of wish it included an alternate head where he's kind of, you know, in more pain or he's grimacing, maybe with some green eyes. That way you could really use the fists or the open palm hands to put him in a pre-hulking out pose with a really great pre-Hulk head. So I just flipped the cuffs of his shirt once and then just scooted them up his sleeve. It would probably look better if you rolled the cuffs 2 or 3 times, but I just had no patience to deal with his sleeves today. Now here he is next to the Jolly Green Giant. I just want to give you guys a height comparison between the two. And also just let you guys know that I got the solo Bruce Banner figure, but there is a 2-pack that's out there. That 2-pack comes with Bruce and the Hulk and some debris, but that debris is recycled from the Dark Knight Rises 1/4 scale Batman figure. I thought the 2-pack was kind of unnecessary for me because I already had the Hulk, and I think that debris is kind of a rip-off. So I'm happy with just having the Bruce Banner figure. I like the Bruce Banner figure. I just maybe wish that he came with a second head that's more angsty, maybe with some green eyeballs, or maybe even some slight green shading coming in. That way you really can do a good transformative pose with him starting to Hulk out. Maybe even pose him next to the Hulk. I think that'd look really cool. But that aside, and the sock issue aside, which I might be wrong on, maybe Bruce Banner doesn't wear socks. If someone out there knows, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I really dig this figure. As a fan of Mark Ruffalo, I think it's pretty cool. Thanks for watching.